Hey, everybody, how's it going? Dion's daily dose here. Tuesday, March 23rd. It is now. Uh, so first of all, before we go any further, just happened shortly before I went live here, and apparently Holcomb has decided to lift the mask mandate. Yes. Oh my God, I know. It's, hey, Dave, good to see you, man. How's it going? So I'm bringing it up on the other screen right now. As soon as it eventually loads, here we go. Let me show you. It's really quick. It's a quick little deal here. But as of April, here it is. This is usually, nope, wrong one. There we go. All right, here we go. So Governor Eric Holcomb announced Tuesday, that's today, that state COVID-19 restrictions, including the mask mandate, will expire April 6th. 15 days to flatten the curve, ladies and gentlemen. 15 days. Hoosiers age 16 and up will be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine March 31st. So it only took us a year, but here we are as of April 6th, no more mask mandate. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's going on in the State House, but there's actually a considerable movement that is finally getting behind restricting the governor's power. So the timing is interesting. Let's just put it that way. Eric, good to see you, man. So I didn't want to make this like super political, but like I said, I just saw this right before I went online and I wanted to share it with you guys. Once again, April 6th, 15 days to flatten the curve plus a year. April 6th, no more mask mandate in the state of Indiana. Now, local municipalities, towns, counties, stuff like that, they can still require more. But as of a statewide mandate, it will be gone. So I want to give you guys just the past week that I've had. I've had some interesting experiences. First, we're going to start with the pest control. Oh, I don't know if you guys, me personally, I use Pledge. They don't sponsor me. I just saw it here, so I wanted to tell you. They changed their can. The one that cleaned everything, including electronics, this is it. It still says multi-surface cleaner, but it used to have a picture of electronics on it, so you knew that it was okay. This is it. Anyway, so although they can sponsor me, by all means, Pledge, if you're listening to this, reach out. I'll be more than interested to talk to you about it. I'm kidding. So we heard some noise in the attic, and there was some evidence that there were critters up there. I personally thought that it was squirrels because, my God, at the squirrels here, dude, there are squirrels everywhere in this freaking neighborhood, like everywhere. Our dog is old, and he's slow, and the squirrels know it. At this point, they're not even scared of him. They see him, and they just go just up to where he can't reach, and they just look at him like, yeah, you suck. Anyway, heard some like scratching noises and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, we got squirrels in the attic. I called Hatfield Pest Control. Actually has a secondary company called McCoy Wildlife Removal. So I called them and I talked, and yeah, Liz says he tries. He does try. But I called and talked to them, and they sent the guy out. He came out, he looked, and freaking birds got into my attic, and there was this massive nest, like the size of my big double desk here. Huge freaking nest in my attic. And the guy's like, okay, so I don't see any squirrels. I do see a little bit of evidence of rodents, but it's old. I don't know if it's current, but you may want to call the main company to see blah, 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 blah. Really, really long story. He in and out, back and forth. We installed a screen on both sides to make sure no animals can get in. It wasn't squirrels. Got rid of the birds. But after he came and sealed stuff up, we still heard what sounded like something in the walls. So he set up a game camera, right? Those cool little cameras that track motion. He put one in the backyard. And he came back a couple days ago to check on it. And he's like, I have over 200 pictures of sparrows going in and out of the soffit, the little overhang there. So we're going to seal that up for you. You shouldn't have any more problems, blah, 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 blah. Took care of. He's like, the guy came to take a look for rodents. There's no evidence of rodents. We're good. No mice, no rats. Yay. It's the damn sparrows, the freaking birds, dude. In the morning, early in the morning, I don't know if you have the problem, but they're so loud. Makes sense now why. It's one thing if they're in a tree, but when they're like right up next to your house, it's like super freaking loud. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about my adventures with Comcast. I finally, it looks like, have the internet stable now. I called Comcast multiple times to get service. Let's see. Eric asked, did he seal it with the sparrows in the roof? No. They got them out first. There weren't any in there. He checked. He sealed it up after they left. So no dead. No dead. Paul says, yep, spies. Hey, Paul. So I've been calling for weeks and weeks for Comcast, right? And if anybody has dealt with Comcast, you know that their customer service is contracted out. I don't know where it is, but the first guy that I got, his accent was so thick that I legitimately couldn't understand what he was saying. And to top it off, there was this weird background noise. So I'm like, you know what? And then it kept like freezing and choppy. I'm like, never mind. Click. Called back. And I got someone else who also had an accent, but was understandable. There was this rooster, though, in the background that just kept going on and on and on. And I'm like, oh, my God, please shut that bird up. Anyway, I had to go through yes, I've restarted my modem. Here's what I did, blah, 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 blah. Now, the second person was extremely nice, extremely patient, listened to everything that I did. They didn't make me reset the modem for the 15th time. They were like, all right, so, yeah, there's a process we have to go through, but we're going to get you a technician out there finally. Awesome. So a technician finally came out and looked at stuff. He checked the lines, and like I said, I have it hardwired to the modem. I should not be experiencing lag. He checked it out, everything. Eric says India, Brazil, and Georgia. Yeah, I think you're right. That seemed to be the accent that we were having, especially India because the roosters, dude. Anyway, because it was like, what time did I call? It was like 6 o'clock at night here or something, and freaking roosters. Anyway, so the guy comes out, he looks at everything, he tests the speed, and he's like, well, the speeds that they promise, up to, and I'm like, I get that. I said, here's the problem. When I first got the modem, the very first modem they gave me, I was getting like 600 Mbps, right? When speed test consistently. This one now is only 250 and hardwired, dude. Hardwired, I'm getting lag. Yeah, that might be a problem. Long story short, he finally goes and gets into the modem and tests the speeds, swaps it out, poof, we're good. He also said that there was, some foil or something near one of the connections, and that might have been doing something. I'm like, I ran the ones in the basement, whatever. I don't know where this foil allegedly miraculously came from, but now it works. We're good. So far, so good. I'm not seeing any issues. So the wife and I decided that we wanted to go out for our anniversary. We didn't get to do anything last year, 10 plus 1, as it were. So we decided we were going to go out to Gino's. I think it's called Prime. Is it Gino's Prime and Seafood or something like that? Here, let me make sure I get it right. Yeah. Oh, Gino's Prime and Surf in Dyer. Okay. Gino's Prime and Surf. So we knew that they were expensive, right? They're a fine dining restaurant, even though the dress is casual. Fine dining. Yeah. Gino's Prime and Surg. She means Surf in Dyer. And we went. The atmosphere was really good. I will tell you this, I'm oddly invested in how the people sitting next to me, how their date went. They were obviously on a date. I'll get to that in a minute, but I'm gonna tell you all about it. It was an interesting experience. We made an appointment, right? A reservation. So we get there, they seat us. It's a nice place. The inside is really nice. Everything's upscale like it should be. We sit down, we're looking at the menu, and yeah, the drinks are like $15 and the appetizers are like $15. And okay, all right, yeah, we knew it would be pricey, but it's our anniversary. We're going to splurge a little bit. So we're looking at the menu for our entrees, and the the filet is $44. Okay, that's a lot of money for a 9-ounce filet, but again, we knew it would be expensive. That's fine. $44 for a filet. And then we look down, it's called Prime and Surf. So surf and turf, right? So we're looking around. At first, we can't even find the surf and turf on the menu. But then if you look under lobster tail, it has add a prime rib. Or excuse me, I keep saying prime rib. Add a filet, right? To the lobster to make it surf and turf. Okay, fine. But the price, it says, MKP, market price. Okay. Now, this is our bad because we didn't ask what market price is, but we're waiting. Place our order. It comes. From the time the waitress dropped the food off, she vanished. Now, there were people, we were in a corner booth, right? So we're sitting in the corner here, and the people to our left over here, they are getting impatient and kind of they're waiting on their bill, I think, and waiting and waiting. That should have been an indicator to us that all was not well. To our right, though, is this guy, little bald-headed dude, and his date sitting across from him. Little pretty girl, right? Kind of, dude, I swear, I'm looking right now. It says, it just gave me the little pop-up again that said connection. I didn't get a chance to read it because it went away so fast, but I am hardwired. Oh, right. I forgot about the ambulance. Yeah. So when we pull up in front of the place, there's an ambulance parked right in front of the valet parking area. And then another ambulance off to the left. Not the second one, I don't think it was an ambulance. I think it was like the fire department little vehicle or something, but an ambulance right there. So we're pulling in. Now there's an ambulance in the parking lot of the restaurant we're about to eat at. A smarter couple may have looked at that and said, I think we'll go somewhere else. But no. Anyway, they left. I don't think anybody died, but I'm not sure. I didn't see anything in the paper about it. So it might have been just, Bob that fell out of his chair or a heart attack or something. Who knows? Completely unrelated to the restaurant. Maybe. So we're in there. Now, again, to our right is this couple that is obviously on a date, the small talk that they're making, the things that they're saying. He's very nervous. She's less so. I didn't see what they ordered because they came in after us, well after us. So I don't know what they had. But I will tell you this. If surf and turf was ordered, somebody better have some expectations for that date, because when we got our bill, now you would think, right? Surf and turf, the freaking steak is $44. What do you think the lobster's going to be? Probably about the same price, right? $40, maybe $30 for a lobster tail, maybe even 60. No, dude, we got our bill $130 for a fillet and a lobster tail. That's it. Nothing major. That wasn't even the worst part. That it was mildly annoying, right? Wow, okay, that seems kind of high, but all right, we knew it was expensive. Okay. Right? Nervous people, ambulance, seafood, it's all good, right? So we're in there. From the waitress drops the food off and then vanishes. My steak, I ordered it medium well because medium rare, because that's how you order a steak. The wife insists on hers getting burnt, and she wanted hers medium well. Okay? That's why I say that, because she does not know how to order steak. She insists that it's not cooked until it's like brown all the way through. I, on the other hand, know how to eat a really, really good steak the way it's supposed to be. So I ordered my medium rare and a filet, no less. She ordered a filet medium filet. Anyway, but I love her anyway. So my steak was rare. My steak was rare. Hers was well done. Not medium well, well done, like very well done. Now, the good news is she likes hers virtually burnt, so she wasn't that put out. Me, on the other hand, I mean, it was rare. It was almost blue rare. So I'm like, we could send it back, right? But it was so hard to get our waitress's attention that we're like, we're looking at each other. And what do we do? Just eat it. Now, to be fair, the lobster was amazing. It was incredible. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Like, if I had slapped it hard enough, it probably would have got up and ran away. But whatever. I'm not that opposed to. Yeah, you do like it that well. She has to be watched closely when she's preparing meats. She somehow misses the window and always ends up going into very, very well done. Anyway, this couple to our right, and I say couple, even though they're on their first date because, it's two people, but he is awkward almost at the beginning, right? So you can tell they sit down. It's a relative. I couldn't tell if it was first date, second date, but he's making like self-deprecating jokes because she ordered something that had garlic in it, and it was something like something about "won't kiss me anyway" or something. Like, dude, don't. You don't know how hard it was. Like I said, bald head, right? It was, for those of you who aren't familiar, you may not get this, but I really, really badly wanted to make an Agent 47 joke from Hitman, but I didn't. I restrained myself. But I am strangely invested in how that date went. Like, I really, really want to know. I have. Dave says, "I'm figuring Liz is not in the same room with you." No, she's in her office. Her office is coming along quite well, by the way. We got her a TV set up in there. We got her a little Roku box so she can watch her shows and do that so that she can crank out some office stuff. I got her a second monitor so she can, do what needs to be done and really crank up the productivity. But I'm strangely invested in how this went. We were talking to each other earlier. It's like, how do we find out? Like, do we maybe hit up Craigslist with the misconnections? Like, you were sitting next to us at the overpriced restaurant. And I want to know, how did your date go? We had to flag down a bus person to get a carryout container for our meal. We sat there for probably 20, 30 minutes after we had the to-go container all boxed up, which we did, by the way. They just brought it and left it on the table, not boxed it up for us. Even Red Lobster will box it up for you. Come on, man. So they just dropped it on the table. Here you go. So we boxed up our own food. Uh, Dave said, got to send her a squirt gun to keep you in line. All that's left is my futon so I can move in. Yeah. Yeah. For those of you who aren't aware, my wife snores loudly, like very, very, very loudly. I love her, but sometimes it's painful. It's very painful. This is my life. No, I'm just kidding. We waited and waited and waited and waited until they finally came, brought us the thing to box it up. 20, 30 minutes later, we finally were able to flag the waitress down so we could get our check. There was no, she saw the boxes on the table, and it wasn't, oh, somebody brought you that. It was, oh, good. Okay. All right. You know what? Never mind. And then she's like, oh, do you want dessert? Not at this point. No, we just want to leave. Sorry. And if you're overworked, I get it. But here was the most frustrating part is the waitress attended to other tables. I flagged her a couple of times, and every time it was just a minute. So it's not like she didn't see us. It's not like she forgot about us. It's that we were way down on the priority list. So I don't know, man. I wasn't happy. The wife left a Yelp review, and it wasn't the price per se. It's expensive. Don't get me wrong. Just each of those meals just each of those entrees were $130. That's a lot of money, especially when it's not prepared properly. The service kind of sucks. And we had a table across from us, like in the middle of the area, that was just loud. It's like, really? Seriously? It just was not a pleasurable experience, all things considered. I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. Definitely not worth the money. And the lobster was the best part of the evening. Again, the lobster was cooked incredibly well. Very, very good. I don't know how much the lobster is. I'm guessing $80 because that's the difference between the filet and the lobster. It's not $80 good. Like we said afterwards, we could have gone to Red Lobster. Yeah, there she goes. Yeah, next year we are going to Red Lobster. We could have gone to Red Lobster, gotten, like she said, white girl drunk on wine and mixed drinks, had the Admiral's Feast each, all the Cheddar Bay biscuits you can eat, and had plenty to bring home for half of what that. So, Bill said we were at Gino's Prime and Surf in Dyer. I'll cook it so you hear the lobster. Right. For that, man. I mean, for that much money, you can go just about anywhere and get as good or much better experience, in my opinion. I just don't think it was worth it. And apparently, there are a lot of reviews now that are popping up that are people going, and it's like the owners came and they talked to everybody but us, right? So I don't know if it's just the regulars that get treated well. I don't know. I don't feel like we were, like, for lack of a better word, discriminated against or anything like that. I just think that maybe the waitress was in over her head. The chef didn't do a good job. Right? Yeah, Jack. Jack, absolutely. You could have gotten dive lessons and picked up your own. And that's what I'm saying, man. It's I don't think it was worth the overall price for what was there and all of that. No, it was nuts. We got the bill, and I'm like, what? Hold up. I expected $250 or so maybe, but by the time you had like the drinks, I think it was bottles, right? So the bottle of root beer is like $5 or whatever. A mixed drink is like $11 or $15, and it's a small one. It's not a big one. It's a little bitty, like in the little margarita glasses. Okay, a little high, but all right, expected. Yeah. Yeah, the wife says I even put on a dress, so I was not happy. Ultimately, Yeah, we were talking about it, and she was salty for days. Let me add, it wasn't the price; it was the fact that she did. My son and I even remarked on this individually to her. We feel she was mad because she didn't feel like she got the value for the money. It wasn't the price. Hell, everybody has money right now. It wasn't that. It was the fact that for what we paid, it wasn't worth it. So, okay, good to know, Paul. I appreciate it. Paul says, I don't like lobster, but the pasta entrees at the Maryville location is excellent. Locale is excellent. Nice fresh oil and seasoning. Good. Yeah, see, she's still salty about it. She's still talking about it days after. She's like, I'm like, I know, baby. Yes, I know. She's like, it just, I know, dear. So that's what's been going on. That's kind of been my week. I got a cool new mouse. Let's see if I can get it in the camera. There it is. See, it lights up and everything. Neato. It's on sale. I will say this about it. It's the Mamba Elite, and it is very, very, very sensitive. I use it for my games, and it's pretty cool, but definitely takes some getting used to. We got some other stuff that we're setting up for her. Like I said, we got her TV set up so she can watch The Office and all the other silly stuff she likes to watch when she's doing her work. So that's where we're at. Let me ask you this. So I'm going to give you guys kind of what's going on, and you give me your opinion. All right, you ready? I'm buying a bike, right? I'm buying a bike and a motorcycle. I don't mean a bicycle, a motorcycle. I just don't know which one to get. The key is comfort. I have to be comfortable. I got a bad back, right? Had surgery on it, all that nifty stuff. So my buddy, my lifelong friend, really wants me to get a Harley Davidson. He's a Harley guy. He loves Harleys. I don't really care one way or another. It's not like I'm super into the bike scene. I just want something that I need a bigger bike. I'm a bigger guy. Touring is probably what I'm going to go with just because they're the most comfortable. I'm thinking either a Goldwing or a Road King, I think is the one that he keeps trying to. The Road King, what's the other one that he was talking about? Oh, the Electra Glide. Electra Glide, Road King, or Honda Goldwing. I'm going to. I appreciate that, Jack. I'm definitely going to be driving around some to check them out. I was just wondering. Okay, a Victory. I haven't seen that. The value for the dollar is definitely quite high on the Goldwing. They also last forever, man. They run forever. There's one that I'm looking at that it's older, right? But it has very low miles on it, is in pretty good shape. Paul says Harleys are junk. Here's the thing. I know for a while Harley really had a bad reputation for bikes that broke down all the time, but they've gotten much better. I have done that and looked into that a little bit. It's gotten significantly better, and that's mostly on their low-end bikes. The high-end bikes, the touring bikes especially, are kind of their bread and butter. They made those to last. I have not looked into the Kawasaki, I will admit, but yeah. Paul says Goldwings are super nice. They have reverse gear. That I will say is one of the things that I actually kind of considered as well, because let's face it, man, trying to move that big ass bike backwards is a pain. Bill says Harleys are not cost effective. I own two. Interesting. Okay. Like I said, he's really a big Harley guy. I am not opposed to a used bike at all. New is almost pointless. You got the new bike. My main thing, though, I'm thinking is warranty. So it wouldn't. I don't want one that's super used, or at least one that I can't get some kind of extended warranty on. I think. I don't know. I'm gonna. Let's see. Bill says Gold Wings will do everything you need except wave at oncoming traffic. That's true. That is true. I saw a video for like the 2020 Goldwing automatic transmission, 7-speed automatic transmission, walking speed, reverse, heated seats, heated handlebars. I mean, it is insane. Again, I don't think I'm going to buy a new bike anyway, but a decent used bike. I'm going to go look and do some riding. I am taking the rider course. I've ridden bikes before a long time ago. I had a Yamaha 750. That was my first bike. And I love that. I'll be honest, man. I love riding, but it's been a while and I'm old and gimpy now. So I am going to I'm taking the rider course coming up. Once I get my license, I'm going to go start test driving some bikes. I'm going to find one that I really like, but I was just wondering what you guys thought out there. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this after live. Let me know your experiences. What bike did you have that was a good bike? What bike did you have that sucked? I appreciate you joining me. We got some content coming up. It's been nuts with this whole freaking internet thing, and apparently, although I will say it is significantly better, I'm still seeing this little thing pop up. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll see what happens. Let's see here. Bill says, check out Southern Honda in Chattanooga, #1 dealership in the nation. Okay, good to know. The other thing that my buddy, he's very, very attached to Kirsting's Bike Shop. And it's a Harley dealer, but they got all kinds of used bikes. It's over on, it's down by Winnemac, that area, and that's where I'm going to take my rider course at. I'll probably look at some stuff while I'm down there, but we'll see. Jack says I'm installing a 2-barrel progressive Weber on an 81 naked Aspen Kate. Oh, that does remind me though. So the big thing that a lot of people are saying when it comes to bikes is whatever you get, make sure that it's fuel injected. Do not get a carbureted bike anymore. It's just too much hassle. It's finicky. You got to do all this with it. Go with fuel injection. What do you guys think? Carbureted, fuel injection, and why? So I'll talk to you guys later. I enjoyed it. Should be interesting coming up. One more thing before I go. I do want to catch you up real quick. Hold on a couple of interesting stories that I saw that were sent to me. Here we go. Let's see here. Where is it? So this actually was just sent to me. Let me show you this. My buddy Sean, Egypt's Suez Canal is actually blocked by a large container ship right now. A container ship entering the Suez Canal in Egypt. It's got there's Suez on the right over here, right? Apparently it ran aground while turning. I'm not sure how that happened, but several tugboats were deployed to help shift the 59-meter, 194 feet wide vessel, the Ever Given, which has been causing a buildup of shipping traffic. The incident occurred just north of the port of Suez early on Tuesday. We know, if you don't know where it is, look it up. This is the picture. It is all the way across the canal. It is nuts, dude. Completely blocked. This is actually a ship that was behind it. Ship in front of us ran aground while going through the canal and is now stuck sideways. Looks like we might be here for a little bit. And you can barely see a digger over there trying to do something about it. It goes into the extension that they made, but Yeah. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Let's see here. Let's get to so the next thing I want to show you real quick is apparently Biden is going to be unveiling a quote skinny budget proposal. Now, that's kind of interesting considering how quick what the heck? Is this a full screen ad? Go away. I don't care. For fiscal 2022, which will contain top-line spending numbers for defense and domestic discretionary spending, as well as major priorities. Our priority is to provide Congress with early information about the president's discretionary funding priorities, which is what they need to begin the appropriations process. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the interesting thing for me is, yeah, good point, Eric. It is shallow water, and it's almost kind of funny how a big ship runs aground like that. But it will be interesting to me to see how the press reacts to this. If you remember, the last budget that Trump released had spending cuts for the Social Security Administration, not payments. It did not affect payments at all. The payments were the same. Administrative costs were lowered. And the press lost their minds. Do you remember? They said, oh, Trump's trying to cut Social Security. Trump's trying to cut Social Security. Oh, he's trying to kill old people. Keep that in mind. It will be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see how the press loses their mind on this. So keep an eye on it. I appreciate you guys joining me. We'll wrap it up. We got some more coming soon. It's been interesting. God bless you. God bless Indiana, and God bless the United States of America. Woo.